Charleston is projected to see approximately 9 to 10 inches of sea level rise by 2030 and face 20 or more high tide flood days every year in the next 5 years. Well, joining us to discuss two major infrastructure efforts reshaping Charleston's flood protection landscape is Jim O'Connor and Ryan Mattie with the engineering firm JMT. Glad to have you both with us. So Jim, why don't I start with you, because you have quite the history as it pertains to sort of the vision, the idea, and essentially what brought us to this place.
Yeah, sure, and thanks for having us. We
Absolutely.
appreciate being here. Yeah, the job goes back a long way. The first administration with Tecklenburg, and then coming on to our current administration. When they first did the corner of the battery at White Point Gardens, the need was realized to do the rest of Low Battery. And we came up with some innovative solutions to underpin the wall, use some unique techniques to build it, but then also at the same time provide more sea level protection and add to the whole public realm along that side of the peninsula, and add to the drainage protection. And it's been an ongoing project, construction now for about 6 years. We're nearing the end. Yeah. It's been a nice love to do something here that people are going to use for a long time in our community. And yeah, Ryan can tell you a little bit more about the drainage part of it.
Well, yeah, I'm curious about the engineering challenges. So considering what the peninsula is, its structure in and of itself. So its structure is somewhat, it's not natural for one thing, right? Yeah. So you've had to kind of work with what's already here, and also the houses that you have to protect in the process. So tell us a bit more about the engineering challenges.
This area in particular used to actually be part of the marsh, and so back in the early 1900s when they built the original wall, they built the wall out into the Ashley River, and then they backfilled behind it, and so they had to build all their drainage infrastructure on the backside of that, and a lot of those pipes were old brick arch structures, and so over the years they had filled in, just weren't functioning. Some of them had collapsed over the years as well, and so as part of this project, we wanted to make sure that we maintained all of those old existing connections and cleaned them out, but also install new outfalls with newer pipes to help. Is it complicated?
Is it a complicated job?
It was, yeah. There were a lot of different moving pieces in it for sure. So we had the wall reconstruction as one, and then all the roadway and drainage infrastructure, utilities, everything back behind that all was going in at the same time.
So how difficult is it having to reconstruct all of this, considering Charleston is such a tourism-driven city? You have historic homes that need to be protected, people live here, businesses have to thrive. Yep. How do you have minimal impact while making a maximum impact in the long run? Yeah,
that was one of the key things with this job, is we wanted a very small surgical approach to not disturb traffic patterns as little as we could, the neighborhood fabric. One of the unique things we did is we used micropiles to core through the old wall and then use the base of the old wall essentially as formwork to build a new wall on top of it. Very innovative, very unique. Was a great solution. It was economic and it went really fast for us. We actually just found out earlier this week that the project was named the North American Micropile Project of the Year.
Congratulations.
And it's going on to a worldwide competition, so it's fantastic. Yeah,
that is.
Really unique, great contractors worked on it. And yeah, that's always the hard part, how to work in Charleston streets and not disturb as much as possible.
Did you lean on any of your engineering brethren in other parts of the world who kind of had to deal with this on a regular basis? One in particular, Dutch engineers had been brought to Charleston to also try to figure out, considering that they're so used to that type of landscape that's ever evolving and waterlogged essentially.
Sure. We're always looking at other places as lessons learned and what they've done. One part with the wall, we did work with a geotechnical firm, Schnabel Engineering, who had actually done a similar underpinning job up at Ellis Island in New York that our firm worked on as well. Okay. So there was a little precedent there for the wall structural part. Interesting. And then Ryan, with the drainage solutions, there's been a lot of dialogue going on.
I think this must have been maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago, but a friend of mine just bought a house on South Battery Street, completely flooded. People were running their boats down the street. I mean, it was just terrible. So are we looking that this is going to eliminate those instances? We have high tide, we have hurricanes, we have, all kinds of weather here. So is that in the past for now, would you say?
Well, certainly the first piece, or one of the first pieces of the Army Corps Peninsula Wall, for the whole downtown Charleston, they were talking about putting some kind of flood protection around the wall, maybe not to the same elevation that we're going to have this wall built to right now. The foundation will be designed to be able to bring that up a little bit. But for now, this piece that we're putting in, or that's almost done, will be bringing the flood protection up to the elevation of the high battery, which is the bigger granite wall that's on the.
So when is it all wrapping up? When is it finished, this work?
The current piece.
Yeah, the current piece, we should be wrapping up by September.
And full completion by when?
So full completion of the battery that we're doing now is September.
Okay.
The rest of the project
Yeah.
is kind of in the Corps of Engineers' hands. The city's collaborating with them. We always say until you close the back door, the full flood protection won't be there. It's improved greatly now for the nuisance flooding with what we've built, but there's still a lot to do.
Okay, well, we've run out of time, unfortunately, but we'll have you come back and you can tell us a little bit more about some of those other upcoming projects. Really interested to learn more. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. We're back after this.